Howdy, everybody, and welcome to the Cosmic Weather Report live with Soul Level Astrologer Mark Borax for Wednesday, June 12th, 2024, the year of the dragon. During the whole month of June this year, the sun remains in conjunction with Venus, opening a channel for you to touch into the radiant center of your being. In astrology, the sun stands for your full blossoming, your maximum shine. The sun in astrology is life-giving, future-directed, supportive. Imagine what your nature would be like. Imagine what your life would be like if your inner sun was always shining radiantly. That's what wants to happen with your sun. Venus is your sacred innermost sanctuary, the place where you're protected, safe, guarded, deep inside yourself. Even if things have gone wrong throughout your soul's reincarnational journey, even if things went wrong in your childhood, even if you've been violated, there is a part of you that cannot be violated, that has never been violated in any lifetime, and that's Venus. With the sun conjoining Venus throughout this whole month of June, every single day, your basic nature, your inner radiant soul light has returned to source for communion and to radiate energies, creative forces. But there's something you need to know about this. Unlike Sun conjunct Mars, which force themselves upon you, Sun conjunct Venus, all Venus conjunctions will never force themselves on you, which means if you don't tune in and take advantage of this warm inner return radiance throughout the month of June, it's not going to happen. You might just experience it in a subtle way, as a tinge, as a slight sensation in the air. But with Venus, when you tune in, you will find an inner realm of supportive radiance coming back to yourself. That creative force that's sleeping in your soul will begin to swell up, will begin to re-energize you, releasing creative forces that may have been trapped. Now, that warmth that's going on is an antidote to the part of modern humanity where we have gotten stranded far away from ourselves. This is the main dilemma of humanity on planet Earth at this time, is that millions, maybe billions of individuals have gotten cut off from themselves. Sun conjunct Venus is the return to source, return to soul, return to your core nature. But like I said, it's not going to happen automatically. Venus is the goddess who will only show up if she's invited. So anything that you do now to invite the return of your inner artist, your inner creator, your life force, will aid and abet the warm emanation of Sun conjunct Venus. Your soul is not here for accidental reasons, for casual reasons. Your soul chose to return to physicality. In its reincarnational cycle, there may have been certain projects and artistic endeavors left undone from previous lives. This is one reason your soul chose to come back again from the bliss of spirit into the madness of matter. Now that you're here, if you tune in to that inner source, creative radiance, you're making good on the reasons why your soul came back again. This is what I call your life art. Each life isn't just something that you have to live or something you have to psychologically get on top of. Each life is an art, and it's no less profound and demanding than any art. Songwriting, sculpting, photography, dance, painting, music, singing, gardening, building. Each of those arts is a summons for you to bring your creative force into that specific channel and to discover your own way of producing a creative response. Except in this case, the channel is your life. Your life is an artistic channel. The only reason it might not look that way is because we're not trained to look at life as an art project, just being alive, just living. Like all arts, there is no correct way to do it. There is no right way to live. And there is no incorrect way. There is no wrong way to live, any more than there's a right way to write a poem or a wrong way to paint a picture. Instead of right and wrong in terms of your life art, we have preliminary, intermediate, and masterful phases of living, finding out who you are. We have awkward, clumsy, intermittent, inconsistent versions of your life art. And we have powerful, skillful, adroit, profound versions of your life art. Because unlike algebra, life is not a mathematical project. Algebra equations have a single correct answer. Everything else is wrong. There's one right answer. Life, like art, has many ways where you attempt to get love working right, deeply, fulfillingly. You attempt to get friendship working artistically, skillfully, adroitly. You attempt to get health, spirituality, friendship. All the things that you do come under the heading of your life art. You can learn about your life art through getting inspired by reading books about other people whose lives are inspirational. You can get inspired in your life art by watching movies, by seeing plays, by listening to music, but none of those earlier versions of their life arts is going to take you all the way you need to go, because you have to make it yours. I've been very influenced by writers throughout my life because I'm a fanatical reader. I've read thousands and thousands of books in my life, seen thousands of movies as well, and I've been inspired by Tolkien. I started reading The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings in May back in 1969. And for many years, maybe 20 years, every May, I reread The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. I've read Keats and Rilke and Rumi and many, many poets and Shakespeare. And I've extracted artistic techniques and touches from those earlier inspirational authors, but I've had to take them deeply inside myself and made them mine, which is what I did when I wrote my most recent book, The Ruby Heart of the Dragon, Sun Signs for Our Times. I wanted to make it a book like my favorite books. My favorite books I read over and over. Isaac Bashevis Singer, one of my favorite writers, Scorpio. Herman Hesse, one of my favorite writers, Cancer. I needed to draw upon how they'd inspired me and some of the techniques, some of the phrasing, the approaches of them, but I had to take them deeply enough inside myself to make them mine in order to write that book, which took 4 years and 3 months, 7 days a week of writing. And that's part of how I live my life, Art, because I'm a communicator. I'm an expresser. I translate the mysteries as best as I can through writing books, writing songs, singing songs, playing guitar, teaching astrology classes, doing astrology readings. Now, let me just check. I don't have Marcella or anybody else in the studio here, but I'm just checking. Barbara says hi from Elgin, Illinois. Hi, Barbara. Thanks for checking in. It's glad to know somebody in Illinois is watching. Because the sun is meeting Venus throughout this whole month, there's the impulse in the air, there's the inspiration to dig down beneath the crazy madness and challenges of our time. Millions of people are in a state of delusion. And many of the ones who aren't in a state of delusion are in a state of shock and trauma at the state of our world. The future's in jeopardy. The only way I know of to produce an antidote to the delusion and the trauma is for you to get in touch with your own soul. Because I think much of the trauma has been produced over the centuries by people being talked out of knowing who they are, finding what their truth is, clinging to their truth, owning their truth. All of my work in every form, all of my own life arts are based on getting myself back in touch with my own truth, no matter how much resistance and opposition there might be, in order to help other people get in touch with their deep truth. When you tune in to your artist, to your inner artist, that creative dynamo that's inside you, that by itself doesn't make everything delusional go away. It doesn't clear the illusion, doesn't fix the world. It doesn't turn everybody on to why they're really here. And why we're all really here is love. The what isn't hard. When anybody asks me, what is my purpose? The answer is love, but the key is how, not just what or why. Why are you here? You're here for love. How do you live the love? In my case, I write songs, I sing, I play guitar, I do astrology readings, I write books, I give podcasts. You may not do any of those things. They may not be the how of how you live your love, but this is the time to tune into your inner creative source, to your inner artist, to your inner how. And like I say, while that won't eradicate everything wrong with our world, it will put a baseline of artistic, creative, soulful truth underneath the madness. And if anything is going to loosen up the strange sickness of our time, it's going to be you and others coming back to yourselves, and staying there, learning how to ride your life art out through the rest of this incarnation, and trusting, like I saw in the 1960s, that when more and more people wake up to the full colorful, extraordinary range of what's available here, it will spread. It will become contagious. And it might just produce a cure for the twisted values, the delusional media, the psychopathic governments, and all the other versions of insanity that masquerade as something right, the political division, the madness. The only cure I know of is remembering that you're made of love, that your soul came from a spiritual realm of oneness into the physical plane to become true to the love that you are and find your life art. And that eventually, when your soul is through with this incarnation, you will depart the physical plane and return back to oneness. But while you're here in the flesh, on this side of the veil, it's your task and can be your glory to find what makes you come alive, what gives you strength, vitality, energy, beauty, passion, and feed it in any way you can. Surround yourself with those people who make you feel alive rather than dead. Seek out those energies and thought forms and stories and books and movies and plays and dances and places and neighborhoods in the natural world, in the animal world, in the plant world that feed your life art and make you come alive. And if you feel far away from your life art, if it's difficult for you to think of yourself as an art, as a creative project, just tune in to the eccentric way that you look at things, the way that you think, the way that you see things, the way that you process. Those hold the clues to your art, because you have a unique way to listen to a song, to make love to a lover, to play with an idea, to relate to children and animals. Those all hold the clues to the art that is you. My book is still out there for purchase in its three forms: print form and audio and the ebook. And I'm still offering $200 off my 60-minute readings to celebrate my 40th year in astrology. Wow. It's hard for me to believe that it was 40 years ago that I began my long-term commitment to astrology and created my own version of it, soul level astrology. The only use I have for the birth chart is as a window to the core nature and the life art of human beings. Feel free to check me out at markborax.com, see my offerings, the classes and products and the books and the various things I have to offer. This is the year of the dragon. The dragon takes something extra because it has extra power. But you have to believe in yourself, because the dragon is the only mythological year to be born in. All of us are going through the year of the dragon. Anyone who was born in the year of the dragon, you need extra belief to release that extra power that's available for you now. This has been Mark Borax with the Cosmic Weather Report live for Wednesday, June 12th. 2024, Year of the Dragon. Until we meet again, may your karma turn to grace.